Now is Congressman Hank Johnson. He represents Georgia's 4th Congressional District, one that borders John Lewis's in the Atlanta area. He, like the late congressman, is a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's a pleasure to talk to you again. I know that obviously John Lewis is going to be remembered as a civil rights icon, a great man in this country, the conscience of Congress. But what did he mean to you personally?
Well, he was an example of how a human being should live life. He was a statesman. He was greater than just a politician. He was a political official, an elected official, but he rose above politics. And he tried to do what was right by way of all people, not just one group of people, but humanity was his aspiration to advance the cause of humanity. And that called for people to be able to have basic rights. And for Black people, the essence of the rights that John Lewis fought for was the right to vote. That right to vote, he used to say, is a sacred right. And it's almost important. I mean, it is the manifestation of the ability to speak. So the First Amendment, freedom of speech. I mean, how can you speak in a free society without being able to elect your leaders? And so John Lewis fought for everyone to have that right to vote and for people to exercise that right to vote. And then people voted for him because he fought for the people. Everything he did was about the people that he served. And I was just proud to serve with him for the last 14 years in Congress.
Let me ask you about that voting rights for a moment, because I know that you two marched together in Atlanta back in 2012, fighting for voting rights. And then in 2017, you both went to the Atlanta airport to help people during Trump's administration's Muslim ban, where people were being detained. What memories or stories are sticking with you the most this morning?
Well, the fact that John Lewis never thought that getting out into the streets and being active, being an activist, he never, that was never too low for him. That was his bread and butter. And he would take it to the streets. He would take it to the floor of the Capitol, the House chambers in the Capitol, to have a sit-in about gun safety. You know, John Lewis was an activist who acted. He didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk. And I was proud to be able to walk with him on many occasions. And it was all for the betterment of America. Also, all for America to be able to live up to her true creed, her true potential. And we still have a lot of work to do. John Lewis would tell you we've come a long way, but he would also say that we've got a long way to go, and we got to keep getting into good trouble. Don't give up, don't give in, don't give out. Keep your eye on the prize,
right? And
don't be afraid to get into trouble. Good trouble, necessary trouble is what he used to talk about. And so, you know, it's been a sad couple of days, but today I can remember all of the experiences that I had with him and all of the things that I learned from him. And today it's time to take things forward. And of course, we still grieve that our friend and mentor is no longer with us, but we know that he would expect us to continue the fight that he led for so long.
Let me ask you your thoughts are about renaming the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma after him. What message would that send? And should it be renamed after him, or should it be renamed after the general movement, the civil rights movement in general, something more than just about the life of one man?
Yeah, I agree with my colleague Jim Clyburn, another civil rights giant, that bridge should be named after John Lewis. I don't think there's anyone who has meant more to the symbolism of that bridge. A bridge is like a route for connecting two different entities, two different sides of something. And when John walked across that bridge in 1965, he did it to unite the country. It has taken this long, and we still got a ways to go for unity to take place in this country. It seems like we're further apart now than in a long time, but a bridge is such a profound place to rename after John Lewis, and to take the name of a divider off of that bridge and put the name of someone who brought us all together on that bridge. I think it would be fitting. And this movement needs to continue all across the country, where dividers and traitors have been honored throughout the years. It's now time to replace those monuments of division with unity and human rights and all of the good stuff that people have stood for.
There's no doubt we have a long way to go in this country to honor the late Congressman's legacy. Congressman Hank Johnson, thank you very much, sir, for joining us this hour. We're going to have a lot more after the break. Stay with us.